You suck. You wanna talk about sex, but we're not allowed. Well, you may not like me, but you better learn how, 'cause it's your turn now.
Boy, you're wasting your time with excuses and lies.
Now what's on your nasty old mind?
So how should I begin this? I guess it started when you were with him, and how he never even took you out to dance. But did he fuck with any rhythm? And now he's playing with your head. But did he ever make you come? And did he ever make you cry? Do the wires in your mind get sewn together, rubbed and severed by the heat? And you don't know how long I can stare into your picture and wish that it was me. I guess it's different 'cause you love him, but I've got an interactive, sick and twisted imagination, and that's gotta count for something.
You wanna talk about sex, but we're not allowed. Well, you may not like me, but you better learn how, 'cause it's your turn now.
You're wasting your time with excuses and lies. Get your business between my thighs.
Dreamt of standing in your doorstep, licking sweat off of your forehead, with your finger in my mouth, and the sound when leather jackets hit the ground. You should hear when you're not around, when it's just us horny poets who can't wait to write it down. Swear we were only being honest. Do you like these little sonnets? 'Cause I wrote them just for you. And how quickly they turn sour, so be careful who you screw. And never call. And I'm starting to suspect you don't intend to do anything you say at all.
You wanna talk about sex, but we're not allowed. Well, you may not like me, but you better learn how, 'cause it's your turn now.
You're wasting your time with excuses and lies.
Now what's on your nasty old mind?
By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. By yourself, sitting alone. I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind.
Here she comes walking down the street, Maddie Klein and her fabulous loving machine. In the place where I used to be, he almost looks like a human being. And here she comes walking down the street, Maddie Klein sure was a little loving machine. Sometimes he holds her hand too tight. Ooh, but that's alright, 'cause he'll never leave. No, he'll never leave. But will he ever pull her hair like she likes? No, but that's alright. Maddie Klein and her fabulous loving machine. And there they go, walking up the street. She'll take him home, shut him down, then she'll go to sleep. And that's just the way that it's got to be. She can't get him wetter or overheat. And who really cares about a little rust? If Maddie Klein's got herself a little boy she can trust. Sometimes she misses the flesh and bone. They only want to screw her and leave her alone. But he'll never leave. She isn't even real.